I just want to start by saying that it is Christmas Eve when this video comes out, so Merry Christmas Eve, Chrysler Eve to everyone. So this is her Sprinter van, and this is my truck camper. Yes, we both have our own homes. Today I'm not here to compare the van to a truck camper, but more so just try to tell you guys why I chose to live in a truck camper over a Sprinter van, an SUV, a car, or actually no, car, SUV. That's not a plausible thing to live in long term. So more realistically, just why I live in a truck camper. It's a gosh darn beautiful tootin' day today. Oh, the sun's probably really messing up the lighting, but got my truck warming up, waiting for Angela to finish up that hot cocoa that we tried. There's a hot cocoa trail that's going on in Tofino right now, so I guess we're gonna be drinking a lot of hot cocoa today, but it's a beautiful day to check out the town of Tofino. Tofino, right? That's how you say it, Tofino. I guess because we need to get in the holiday spirit, I need to sing Christmas music and stuff. So here is a 10-second snippet of me not listening to Christmas music, but dubbing Christmas music over it so people think I'm jolly and stuff. That's all you get. So this video I'm gonna make today is about why I live in a truck camper and why I don't live in a van, I don't live in an SUV. It's because mostly I'm just not a pussy. Just joking, just joking. All the men out there and women in vans, don't be offended. Not comparing, I'm not here to compare because they say comparison is the thief of joy, and I don't want you guys to lose your joy because you didn't buy a truck camper. I'm joking, obviously not. Where am I? You'll never know. Please stay and watch. I need the engagement. Somebody please come watch my video. Help me make money off the YouTube. Blah. So to start it off, this is a 2000 Ford F350 with the legendary 7.3 turbo diesel engine. I have to mention that because everyone thinks my truck is a 6-liter. It's not a 6-liter, it's a 7.3. It's been pretty built out for overlanding, if you want to call it, and also to be lived in, I guess, because on the back is a 1986 Bigfoot camper. It's an 8-foot model, which you rarely see nowadays. And I got that one specifically because it weighs less than 1,000 pounds. For an overland rig or off-road rig, that is probably the most crucial thing. So I've been building this truck for probably the last year or so. I went pretty hard on it for the first 6 months, trying to get it ready to leave for my trip to Alaska. It's pretty outfitted to tackle anything, go anywhere, and get out of any situation that I may be in. If you guys know what you're talking about, then it's gonna look expensive, but if you don't, you're gonna think, oh, it's just an old truck. But there is a lot of money that has gone into this truck. Probably 4 times what I paid for the truck. And I paid about $12,000 for the truck. But that's something we're gonna talk about closer to the end of the video. First, we just got into Tofino and Angela wants to go on a cocoa trail tour walk. It's a lot of these coffee shops and stuff around here are offering like different types of cocoa. Cocoa, is that cocaine? No, not cocaine. Cocoa, the drink, hot cocoa. I don't know. I'm not too well versed in this vocabulary of feminine project. I'm just joking. Not feminine. Okay, English is my first language. ESL lah. Yeah, we go for a little bit of walk around town and check it out, and then yeah, we'll come back. We'll circle back to all of this thing. Don't leave just yet, please.
Like the spice is just kind of like.
Oh, it's hot. It's supposed to be spicy.
Huh.
Right, so now that we're done walking around town, let's talk about the truck. I'll start first. Diesel, brother. I'm just making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I'm doing a legal U-turn. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Agent driver, no survivor. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. But now I'm going back to my campsite right now. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I drive a diesel. Da-na-na-na-na-na. So when people talk about why they have a truck camper over a camper van, it's fairly simple, and it's just really two main reasons. It's just mobility, just how capable the rig is, and then also versatility, how many uses that this truck brings to you. Like versatility, you take the camper off and you essentially just have a working truck, which is kind of nice. Oh, is that guy hitchhiking? I should have picked them up. Darn it. And to be honest, unless I move into a home or getting another camper, this camper is never coming off the back of my truck. So yeah, this part really doesn't play too much of a role into why I picked the truck camper. I mean, once I'm done with this truck camper life and I take the camper off, it will be nice to have a working truck, right? Whereas if you had a van, well, this video is not actually a comparison video, but you can live in a van, but once you're done with the van, what are you gonna do with it? You kind of just sell it, because it's not really a vehicle that you want to daily around versus my diesel truck that is not that great on fuel and also breaks down a lot. But the upgradability is a really nice thing, because when I got this camper, my intentions was to only have it for a couple months, and albeit it's still been a couple months, it hasn't been a year yet, so I'm still trying to keep to my word. But my end goal is to build my own custom camper or just have a really nice overland camper. Which one of those, I don't quite know yet. But being able to upgrade your living space or the camper is a really nice thing to have. This thing is just getting to the campsite right now. And the passage in is kind of narrow for a big truck like this. Big diesel truck like this. This thing is so wide. It's not as fun or as easy to drive as my Tacoma. I mean, in terms of power, this thing is a freaking powerhouse. Nice, Twan. You successfully parked and you did not run over anything. You did not hit anybody. And yeah, successfully make it back to camp. Anyways. So before this truck, I actually had a 2019 Toyota Tacoma that I bought brand new back in 2019, obviously. But essentially how I got into this lifestyle was that I was an overlander. I loved camping with my truck, and I think for the first 4 years of having that truck, I went out about 100 days a year. I would be out there camping, and towards the end of it, I was still craving more. So what I did was I figured out a way to quit my corporate job and moved into that truck. Now, I couldn't afford to buy a camper for the Tacoma, so what I did was I built one from scratch, and that was quite the learning process. I pretty much just gave up half my spring and my summer building this thing out, and I built the poop out of it. I overbuilt the frame with 1-inch square steel tubing with a whole cantilever design, and then combined that with the aluminum composite shell. That thing was rigid as heck. And because I had that setup on the Tacoma, I wasn't afraid to go anywhere. I literally could go anywhere a regular Tacoma could go. I could climb or rock crawl as much as I want, rock the poop out of that camper, and that thing was so rigid and would not twist or anything at all. Now, with this truck, however, it's still a pretty capable truck, but it's not as capable as the Tacoma, I would say. And there's a few key things from that. This truck is still pretty capable. I would say more capable than a Sprinter van, just because of the ground clearance. And then also the new Sprinters are 4-wheel drive, which I don't think is that great. I think the older ones were 4x4, which had a high and low gear. When we were in Alaska this winter, my friend Maggie got stuck on the beach in her Sprinter van, and even though it had 4-wheel drive, it couldn't get out, so I had to pull her out with this thing. But this thing is pretty capable still. It's got a 4-inch lift, 37-inch tires. I've got a bull bar here, which doesn't make it more capable, but it houses a 12,000-pound winch, which I have already used pulling another Sprinter van out. Woo! I pretty much have everything to go off grid for 7 days. I got enough fuel, propane, water. I still got a chainsaw, I got a generator, I got all the recovery gear, all spare parts, fluid, spare tire, high lift jack. It's got everything. And I'm not really afraid to take this truck anywhere. I've actually taken it to the Arctic Ocean, which is the farthest north you can drive in Canada. So there's obviously some disadvantages to having this truck over my Tacoma. One being that it's a bit way taller. My Tacoma only had a 2-inch lift, which was all it really needed. This is a 4-inch lift right now, and I'm gonna be honest, if I could, I'd probably go for a 2-inch lift. I don't think there's many 2-inch lifts out on the market out there, but realistically, it's just the leaves, and I can get some custom leaves made for this. But the center of gravity is so high. I'm sure it won't tip for wherever I'm going, but yeah, with the camper on top too, there's just also overhead cabinets on there, and that adds all to the weight to the top, whereas with my Tacoma, I didn't have any cabinets on the roof or much weight at all on the roof to keep all the center of gravity low. So I don't think this thing would be able to do the rock crawls or anything crazy that my Tacoma could do. When I say rock crawl, I'm not meaning like crazy Jeep rock crawling. I should also mention that this truck does not flex as much as a Tacoma would. The Tacoma, I can stuff the wheel pretty far up here, but here with the bump stops, I don't think it goes really much higher than where the fender is, and that goes with the same for the rear. I'm also at the capacity of my camper. My last camper was, again, built out of steel square tubing, so that thing was super rigid, whereas this one is a little bit more flexy. And when you're off-roading, doing like an obstacle where the truck is rocking back and forth consistently, it's gonna do some damage to the camper shell itself. This is a fiberglass Bigfoot camper, so it has a little bit more play with that, but I couldn't imagine doing any of this stuff with a wooden camper. I don't know if you can see here, but it's kind of buckled from just how much rocking back and forth that I've done overlanding this thing. I've done some pretty crazy trips with this truck so far. If you didn't know, I went to Alaska this past summer, and then also up to the Arctic Ocean. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video, but while doing that, I really put this truck through its pace. Another thing to mention is this camper is freaking wide. When I was in Alaska, I took this thing through a ATV side-by-side trail. Now, I do want to mention for this part of the video, people are going to say, oh, you could have just gone closer to the tree just because when you're off cambered, the roof is going towards the tree. But no, we definitely gave that a try, and that did not work out. If you're asking what I did with the window up there, I was in a bind when I was in Alaska because, well, you're in Alaska, the amount of resources you have are very slim. But what I did was essentially, because it's a single pane window, I just went to a Home Depot and got some plexiglass and cut it out as best as I could and urethaned it back in. That window does not slide anymore, but to be honest, I really never slide the window open anyway. So that's what it looks like. It's not the prettiest, but it does the trick for now. Speak of the angel, the van is here. Hello. Open the noise so I can talk. In my opinion, I think the truck camper setup, especially with a flatbed configuration like how I have it, has more space. I have 2 of these metal boxes on both sides of the flatbed, and also I have this whole back seat to keep more storage, like all my totes with my gear and firewood. Honorable mention is that with the truck camper combo, you can pick and choose what you like. So if you're a Toyota guy, Chevy guy, Ford guy, or if you just like to Ram guys, Dodge, you can pick any platform you like. Same goes with the camper. So you may notice all these stickers I have on a flatbed, and it's not because I'm a fanboy. I mean, no, I am 100% of a fanboy. Baja Lights, Warren Winch, Factor 55, premium product. So I think for the average person that doesn't really know automotive things, you would just see a normal truck. But for an automotive enthusiast or someone who's into cars or trucks, you'll know that this is not a cheap build. I'm not trying to brag about how much it costs to build this thing, but in terms of parts, there's about $40,000 worth of parts. on this truck, not including the camper itself. The thing is, I did not pay for much of that. So not trying to beat on vans, but van builds are kind of basic. You're not really using a van to do anything crazy in terms of vehicle adventure, but with the 4x4 vehicle, I have way more options of getting sponsorship for the build itself. So because my truck is a 4x4, I'm pretty much in an overland industry. So I was able to get a lot of help with building this truck. And the reason why I didn't go with a Toyota, everyone drives a Toyota. No one is building a Ford overland rig, specifically a 2000 F350 with the legendary 7.3 turbo diesel engine. I don't think I can ever say 2000 Ford F350 without saying the 7.3 turbo diesel engine at the end. It's just included when you say it. So when I built out this rig, capability was the number one priority for me. And with a capable vehicle, you need recovery gear. I really wanted to have a winch on there. And when you want to put a winch on there, you have to get the bumper. And then obviously when you have a bumper and you have all these mounting places for your lights, you want lights. So I got an ARB bumper here with the Warn Xeon 12 XD winch, I think that's what it is, with Factor 55 Ultra Hook. What you see in the front end here, the bumper, lights, and the winch is about $12,000, something I really did not have the money to spend on this truck. But thankfully, because like I said, sponsorship, this was all given to me. This flatbed, however, was not given to me. I actually built this flatbed from scratch. Thankfully, the job I was working for had a shop in town with a covered area, heat, and a welder. So yeah, I built this flatbed for, I think I paid $1,200 in totals in parts. I think it's pretty sweet. I think it looks pretty sweet. Can you guys just tell me it looks pretty sweet so I feel better about myself? It's starting to rain. Let's take this inside. And yeah, I think that pretty much just sums it up of why I choose to live in a truck camper over a van. Not too much to it. Neither one is better than the other. I mean, no, truck camper way better. Having a pass through from your driver's seat to where you are living is actually so clutch compared to right now, like in the winter when it's raining or snowing, having to leave your truck camper, go outside and go into your cold truck kind of sucks. But yeah, each has its own disadvantage. But yeah, this is essentially just why I chose to live in a truck camper. So this is not the end of the video. This is a vlog after all. I don't even know what we're doing right now. Because it's raining, I thought we were gonna go walk down to the beach, but because it's raining, we probably won't because we still have another 3 days here and we can do that tomorrow. What I do have to prep is for our campfire meal tonight. So I gotta go get all the wood ready. Like I said, the Pacific Northwest, the weather just changes freaking every minute. Anyways, we gotta get our wood for the fire tonight. You can't really get any wood or forge any wood in Tofino because it's part of the Pacific Rim National Park. So I grabbed a bundle of firewood from the front counter to burn tonight for our campfire meal. So this morning when we woke up, the diesel heater in Angela's van wasn't working, so it was fairly cold. And yeah, I don't want to be sleeping without heat, so we're gonna try to figure out what's the issue with it. It sucks that it's also raining right now, and it's not as easy as having a garage and just taking your things apart. And if it breaks, then your home's right there. Or you have another vehicle and you can just go get more parts. You just gotta try to fix it as best as possible without breaking anything. So yeah, let's go out there. Are you inside?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd it go?
I haven't done anything.
Okay. I'll pull the filter off.
Okay.
Please be an 8mm because this is all I have. No, it's smaller. Wait, this thing just twists off. Yeah, the filter just twists off. I might get diesel on myself. It is not gelling. I mean, because the filter's full, yeah? It does look like there's fuel on the line. Try cycling it. I want to see what happens. I am just covered in diesel right now.
Because it will stay on for like a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it'll become like an error code.
Okay.
I gotta go wash.
Does it mean it works?
I think that does mean it works Because it would have turned off by now.
Yeah, maybe there's like air in the filter. I don't know. All I did was take off the filter and put it back in, and it seems like it's working now, so I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't gel. It just looked like gel because that's where part of the filter was, and it was just hazy. But we got heat. I think we got heat. Luckily, this place has a really nice washroom where I can wash my hands. I think I got diesel on the camera too, so that's gonna suck. Smells like diesel. Oh man, I wish I had some fast orange, but completely out of that. Sounds like it's still running.
Sounds like it. Yeah, I think we're good.
We're Gucci, man.
I think we're good. Yay!
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 Yeah, let's go get the firewood ready for the fire tonight. Like I said, the Pacific Northwest, the weather just changes freaking every minute. Anyways, we gotta get our wood for the fire tonight. You can't really get any wood or forge any wood in Tofino because it's part of the Pacific Rim National Park. So I grabbed a bundle of firewood from the front counter to burn tonight for our campfire meal. Okay, I'm gonna chop these down a little bit smaller so they burn faster. Oh, my ears. When I'm cooking, I like my pieces to be about this big. Easier to control, not too big of a fire, and it breaks down into coals a lot faster. Man, does it get dark in the winter so early. Anyways, let's get this fire going. First, you put your seasoned chicken in the pan. I like cooking with these pan over the fire because it's just one thing you got to deal with. Got our diced tomatoes, beans, and then we got onions, peppers, cherry tomato, and corn. I think this is Mexican or something.
Now we're going to cover it up and put it on the fire.
That is definitely hot enough. I'm going to cook it over the grate for probably about 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to finish it off on the coals. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Ooh, and we're just gonna leave that there for about 10 minutes. Just trying to heat it up.
It looks like you're saging it. You know, like blessing it.
Oh, grab that. Oh, one swift motion. Did not get burnt. Okay, what do we got? Yum. And with some sour cream and salsa, we got some kind of Mexican dish, but it smells great. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Okay guys, I am so full. I'm in a food coma now. I can barely move, but I think that's it for the video for tonight. I'm just gonna finish editing it, and then we're gonna go watch some Christmas movies. Woohoo! Not a big Christmas guy, but yeah, that is it for tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, happy holidays.